Hey guys, what's going on? If you've never been to the channel before, my name is Trent and I appreciate you coming. If you have been here before, I appreciate you coming back. So I'm getting my saddle gear out and I'm getting it all kind of dialed in for season, making sure my setups are good, like how I set everything up, where it needs to be, things of that nature. And I thought I'd take the time to give a few tips to beginning saddle hunters and beginning saddle filmers. So here's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm just gonna throw it at you all at once. No, I'm kidding. Basically what I'll do is I'll start off with beginner saddle stuff and then I'll get into the filming side of things. I was a tree stand filmer, now I am a saddle filmer, and just a few things that I've learned over time maybe help your transition be a little easier. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the beginner aspect of tree saddles. Basically what I've got going on here is a hunter safety system tether, and you'll see there's all kinds of tail left in that, and I'll get to that here in a minute. I've got a arrow hunter kite with a fixed rope bridge, got an out on a limb podium platform, and I'm running lone wolf sticks. So we'll start with this tail. Now you can learn to tie a daisy chain. Honestly, probably the best idea is to learn to tie a daisy chain. That's not something that I've done. So what I usually do is I wad up the excess, and on your saddle you'll generally have pouches, and I just stick that excess in a saddle pouch. So we're just going to pretend I'm sticking this in a saddle pouch. I've also stuck it in my coat pocket before, and basically anywhere I can stick it to get rid of the excess. But the excess you want to get rid of because you don't want it in the way. You also don't want it blowing in the wind. You don't want that extra movement when you're moving. Things like that. After that, let's talk about tether height. So my tether height always seems to work out at eye level or just above. And you can't really see it, but my prusik from the tether is actually really short distance. It's very short. And what that allows, well, it doesn't really allow me to do anything. It's just a lot more comfortable for me to have that short prusik distance. So, whatever works for you. I'm using an aluminum carabiner from, I believe, Hunter Safety Systems also. These don't come standard. They come with a standard steel carabiner that will work. I always prefer to have the gate of the carabiner facing up. That way I can keep an eye on it, make sure it stays screwed down. And I always use screw lock gates. That's not an exception. Again, if you buy a Hunter Safety System tether, it should come with a proper carabiner that's safe. Oh, let's see here. Saddle stuff. Every saddle's a little different, so it's just, you're gonna have to just adjust it to what's comfortable for you. I do highly recommend getting up before season and doing some practicing. Doing that practicing is going to allow you to be able to figure out what's gonna be most comfortable for you. For the Podium platform, and I can't speak to all platforms, the Podium's the only thing I've used. I've never seen any reason to use anything else. But you wanna make sure you cam it over, and basically all that is you're tightening it down to the pole, tilt it up, and then you're going to slide it up as high as you can and bend it down, flip it down. Super simple. Lone wolf sticks. Here's something that's a big thing, and it's kind of a topic of debate. I've talked to a few different saddle guys and they all do it different. So with your sticks, I always tend to put my sticks on my weak side. So me being a right-handed shooter, my strong shooting side is my left. I like to put my sticks on my weak side. Twofold. One, I don't always get up all the way to the top of my sticks. Sometimes I'll be halfway up to fourth or halfway up to third. If I had half of a stick sticking up here and I had it on my strong side and I needed to get around the tree for any reason, it could potentially get in my way and cause me problems. So I prefer to have that on my weak side because I'm not going to do a whole lot of turning to my weak side to shoot anyways, generally speaking, and it depends on the side of the tree, size of tree of course, but generally speaking, if I'm shooting on my weak side, I'm just going to go around the tree this direction. It's just easier for me to get around the tree that direction. And that's actually part of the reason guys argue for putting sticks on your strong side, because you can use the top of a stick almost like a ring of steps or almost like an extra step. So if it was on your strong side, you could get around the tree a little further and have that brace on. But that's another reason I argue for having it on my weak side, and it's because of a specific instance last year. I had a deer coming at me and he came right to the base of my tree right under me, and obviously this right here is not a good shot in any way, shape, or form. Now in my circumstance, the deer spooked when he got my ground scent and ran off, so I was fine. But if he had kept going, I would have been doing this number, spinning around on my platform to get a shot at him. And yeah, I probably could have made it work if he veered off a little bit, but if he turned, for example, came around this tree and then cut back this way, I'd have been screwed. I'd have been having to crank myself in an awkward shooting position, And even though awkward shots are doable, really you want to put yourself in the best shooting position as possible. In that circumstance, having a stick on your weak side, I'd have been able to get a good solid stance. There wouldn't have been any chance of the tether drifting. You'll see if I put both feet on the back side of this platform, I naturally want to swing that direction. Whereas if I brace on my stick on the weak side, I'm good to go. So that's really, it's a comfort thing for you. Like I said, I personally prefer putting sticks on my weak side. It just makes more sense to me. Another thing you can kind of look at is maybe putting the sticks on the side of the tree you expect the deer, or the opposite side you expect the deer to come from. But that's actually where I prefer to put my platform. I like to use the tree as my barrier between myself and the deer. So in this circumstance, I would expect the deer to be coming from directly in front of me or in this direction. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's talk about the filming aspect. You guys have me here. My main camera's on the ground on a tripod, but I've got the camera for right there. So for a filming aspect, when I was in a tree stand, I always put the camera on my right side to control with my right hand, so I can hold my bow with my left hand. In a saddle, you can put the camera arm, or where I prefer to put the camera arm, is mounted right in front of me, facing towards me. And then I use the arm itself to reach around the tree in either direction. And actually this camera arm's placed a little high. I'm running into my tether right there, so I want to drop it a little lower. But with a high enough tether, you can get under your tether and get to the other side of the tree without any issue. So again, for me personally, it makes the most sense to put it there. It keeps it tight to the tree and out of your way. I can set it down on my animal, wherever my animal may be. If it's over here, I can set it there. If it's out in front of me, I can set it there. And it stays tight to the tree out of my way. It gives me plenty of room to work around it, no problem shooting or anything like that. So like I said, again, and this is the Reach by Out on a Limb. I absolutely love this camera arm. It's small, compact, it weighs next to nothing. I adore everything about this camera arm. It's super solid. Seriously, it's a great arm. Then you'll see what I'm talking to you on now is my GoPro. And you guys can see from down here, it's up here on my tether. And I actually caught this idea from, I believe, Hunting Public. Nope, I lied. It may have been DIY Sportsman. I think it was DIY Sportsman. It was one of those two. But they're using a clamp to attach the GoPro looking at them off their tethered. And I like two things about this. One, it's a really cool angle. If I'm shooting behind me, if I'm shooting next to me, even if I'm shooting over here, you're getting me at least drawing my face. But number two, I have my main camera on the animal and I'm shooting. I've got the second angle on me. This is allowing me to catch an authentic reaction right after the shot. I don't have to worry about spinning the camera back around and take it. Let me tell you from filming experience in the past, when I shoot a deer, I am too excited to think about turning this camera back on me. If I have to think about turning this camera back on me, it kills my entire reaction. I would much rather have this on, shoot the deer, be excited, be sad, be whatever reaction comes, and you get to see a truly authentic reaction from right here. Another cool thing about having the camera right here is I can reach up and turn it on, turn it off. It's very simple. I don't have to reach behind me, reach above me. It's a lot less movement to reach up. Turn that sucker on when the deer's coming at you. Chink. Turn it on. Get your camera on him. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. Shoot him. Celebrate, cry, whatever comes next. So, like I said, for filming, I would mount it towards me, a little lower than what I have it now. I'll probably mount it about belly button height, maybe a touch higher. And then I'll keep the GoPro on the tether face towards me because it just seems to work best. Oh, let's see here, guys. I think that's it. Again, a quick rundown of everything. I've got 4 Lone Wolf sticks this year, and I've got them wrapped in stealth strips. I've got, what's it called? Yak grips over the buckles to help keep them from clanging. Got an Out on a Limb Podium with a yak grip over the buckle, and I prefer buckles because it's what I'm comfortable with. I've got an Arrow Hunter kite, and this actually should be being upgraded into the Merlin here soon, hopefully. But for now, I've got the Arrow Hunter kite. I've got a Hunter Safety System tether, an aluminum Hunter Safety System carabiner, Out on a Limb Reach camera arm. I don't remember what fluid head this is. It's just some cheap Amazon one, but it works fine. GoPro Hero 5 Black. I've got it mounted on a clip mount. And that's everything, guys. So there it is. That's my saddle setup. I did forget something, and it's because they're not in yet. I've got 2 different bow hangers coming I'm trying out. I've got a big whitetail dreams bow hanger coming. The company was nice enough to send it to me. I wrote an article on the website that I can link below. It's talking about public land bow hangers. I sent it to them to check out, and again, they were nice enough to send me a bow hanger to give a shot or try out. So I'm excited to get that in. I've heard nothing but good things about them. And then also from Custom Amsteel Products, I have a Amsteel, I don't remember exactly what he calls it, but it's a gear hanger that I'm also going to try out, and that's going to hang my bow and my pack. My pack I would hang down between the camera and down here so my knees can rest against it, and my bow I would hang probably on the left side of the tree, just because I'm left or right-handed. And it may be easier, again with this lower it's a little easier to maneuver, but it may be easier to keep the camera arm a little bit lower and facing towards you until you have to pull the bow off the tree in that aspect. Something I'll play around with when it all gets here. Okay guys, that's it. If you like the content, please like the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you would. If you don't want to, that's fine, I understand also. As always guys, I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.